fans make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
Yes, indeed. This is the most innovative segment in all of sports media right here. This is where we keep track of our predictions with statistics and put our careers and reputations on the line every single week. When are you going to admit that you were wrong, Judd?
Yeah, Judd. Unfortunately, I'm going to do it twice today. I'd prefer next week to do it once. If we could just cut out a segment entirely. I know we can't, but yeah, I'll be doing it twice today.
Okay. Can't make that decision.
I know I can't.
Here's how it works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And listeners, if you want to participate like Jason is about to, you can send us a message through the Score North app, which is free to download. It's a central hub for everything we do. Judd's written camp notes and articles about the Vikings throughout the season, all of our podcasts and videos, and everything we're doing at Score North can be found there. And it's where we generally collect feedback and thoughts from you guys for Feedback Friday shows as well. So today's episode of Write That Down, presented in part by our friends at Spiral Light Candles. If you're looking for a gift idea for an upcoming anniversary, whatever it may be, we've got the idea for you.
That's exactly right. And if you're a fan of the purple, guess what? Judd's Purple Positivity Candle, which I'm showing you right now, is available, spirallightcandles.com. I'm going to tell you right now, what would be better than a beautiful, rich-smelling, fantastic candle that's going to it's going to give the house a great aroma. What would beat that? Nothing would beat that. Family-owned and operated. Spiral Light is local, so the shipping is quick. Lots of great scents that will make your home smell fantastic. And that means, as Phil said, it's a great gift for your mom, your girlfriend, your wife. Heck, if you're a guy that likes candles, no shame in that. SpiralLightCandles.com. And again, the Judd's Purple Positivity Candle now available by simply going to SpiralLightCandles.com. Check them out.
Show us your wick. Show us your
Show
wick
us your wicks.
on
Okay.
Twitter.
Right there. I'm showing you my wick.
There it is, right
See,
there.
it burns like this, too, so there's 2 wicks. Yeah. This is incredible.
Be careful. You don't want your wick to burn too much. All right, let's get to the accountability session here, boys, where we go through all of the incorrect and correct predictions. Kind of a busy week here because we had the trade deadline pass. We'll start with Judd.
Oh, yeah.
A few things came off the board for you. You said the Yankees will obtain Luis Castillo from the Reds. The Mariners got him. You said Miguel Sano will hit at least 2 home runs and strike out 6 times in the last week between last week and this week's. Write that down.
I regret that.
No one can say that you didn't have faith in Miguel Sano.
Yeah, but I now regret that greatly.
Oh.
Feel
And
like I
then
should have known better.
You said the Twins will trade Austin Martin before the deadline. I don't think he was playing well enough to even consider a team trading for him.
He would have sold low.
Untouchable.
But you did say the Nationals will trade Juan Soto before the August 2nd deadline. They were hell-bent on getting a deal done. And is it Mike Rizzo? Who's the GM over there again?
Yeah, of the
Sounds right.
Nationals.
Did you
Mike
guys see
Rizzo.
his press conference yesterday?
No, but he's
You can
a
like
hot
wear the
mess.
ring or something and say like something about like this is all about getting back to here and
I wore the ring on purpose to show all of you,
Yeah.
you know, what can be done, what we've done before, and building a team. It's like
They're a mess. They are a complete mess in Washington.
But they do have a World Series championship in the last 30 years, which is good for them. Okay, I had a pretty good week here. We'll start with the bad here. I said the Twins will acquire Joey Gallo by the deadline.
No.
They're going to regret it. I said Triple H will open Monday Night Raw in the opening segment after SummerSlam. He, to this point, has not... I don't think he's been an on-camera guy at all since...
Not
but he's
yet.
made a lot of big changes. The game. I said Miguel Sano will have at least 5 extra base hits in the last week. However, I told you guys the Twins would trade for at least 3 pitchers before the trade deadline, and not minor leaguers, but actual roster guys.
Yeah.
You said that was the threshold for being a home run.
Yep.
Yep.
They've never really done that before. I said the Twins will trade at least one of their top 10 prospects before the deadline. Spencer Steer, get out of here. And I told you that Ric Flair at age 73 will bleed in his last match at the end of July. And oh boy, did he ever. That's right. His opponent after the match in some interview with a wrestling blog said he was worried that Rick was going to bleed out or bleed too much at age 73. I got to think if you're his opponent, you're just worried about killing him on accident in the ring. So I'm glad that nothing tragic happened.
Only Ric Flair would fake a heart attack in front of his own family just to poke somebody in the eye in classic Ric Flair fashion.
Judd, so Ric Flair, who again has a pacemaker and has not been cleared at all to do this at age 73, really. I think one doctor cleared him or something. And he even said in an interview, I haven't even really talked to my heart doctor since starting this. I don't really want to know. And so, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes into the match, and his family is sitting right along the barricade right next to the ring.
Sure.
And he's outside the ring. And he's kind of wobbling already because he's pretty tired. And he like grabs his left arm and his heart. God. Bop. And people are like, oh my God, this is exactly what we thought was going to happen. He's dying of a heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he poked his opponent in the eye. The dirtiest player in the game.
That's right.
Ric Flair. All right, listeners, Nick said the Twins will make at least one trade at the deadline, but they will not give up one of their top 5 prospects. Both of those things were correct. It's a parlay, but it's pretty conservative prediction there. Twins don't often give up top 5 prospects. Steven said Roman Reigns will be Universal Champion for at least 700 days. He hit the 700-day mark this last week.
Nice.
And Mike said by the trade deadline, the Twins will still have a top 15 starting rotation earned run average. Well, we can cut this one off right there. They do not. And they'd be bottom 5 in offense. I think they're actually top 5 in offensive OPS, I want to say, going into the trade deadline. So that's wrong. Little mixed bag here for Declan. You said Carlos Correa will rip the Twins for not being aggressive enough at the deadline. I know that you put an end date of December 31st here, but...
Yeah, I think we can take it off the board. I figured that would happen. That's fine.
If he somehow does come back and rip them, we can revisit this.
Sure.
But I think he's got to be pretty happy. You said Matt Wallner will be traded. Gio Urshela will be traded. But you did say Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair would both retain their respective titles at SummerSlam. Okay. And the Twins will acquire at least 2 pitchers to their 26-man roster. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. No, solid week. Base knocks. Doing great.
And with that, Declan's average down a little bit, but still sitting at 489 with 13 home runs. Both of those lead the league. Judd's at 366 with 7 home runs. I'm at 306 with 9 home runs. Listeners at 300 with 10 home runs on the season. So this is probably as good collectively as we've all done in the history of Write That Down. I don't know that we've ever been this deep in a season where everyone's hitting over 300 or 400. Mm-hmm. We got couple, for sure, Declan pacing for 20 home runs. Listeners might flirt with 20 home runs. So,
been a great
season
year.
all around.
Just base knocks. Base knocks here, man. That's all I'm looking for.
Go for Luis 2 for Arise. 5, and you still drop in the batting average.
I am Luis Arise.
You are, and you lead career-wise with 234 hits. We've been keeping track of stats since 2018. Listeners leading with 29 home runs. And so there you have it. Let's get our guy Jason in here, our guest listener predictor for the week. I'll throw this off so we can bring Jason in. And we're going to make it official here. Jason is now, and he's sort of held this mantle for the last couple years here, but he is the chief meme officer of Vikings Twitter and Score North. We are anointing you officially here, Jason.
Welcome aboard to the cabinet.
I humbly accept the position. So thank you very much, sir.
Awesome, man. So you're making your first actual on-camera appearance on Write That Down. You've been a via satellite guest before. So
yes.
Give us a little background. When did you become a Minnesota sports fan, Jason?
Oh, man. For as long as I can remember, my dad instilled my Vikings fandom into me at a very, very early age. So.
Child abuse.
You know what? It's okay. This team's given us a lot of heartbreak, but there's also been a lot of great moments. So hopefully we have better days ahead of us. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. I think that's all people
Spoken
can
like
can
a
hope
true
for
Vikings
here.
fan.
Yep. So here's how this works. We're going to go around the room 3 times. We'll start with Jason, and really the only restriction here is that the predictions must be quantifiable. So,
Write this down.
Jason, why don't you lead us off with your first prediction?
I will do that. All right. So write this down. My first prediction is the Detroit Lions will have a better regular season record than the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for the Lions a little bit. Kind of rooting for Dan Campbell. Not like I don't want them to be like better than the Vikings or anything, but I kind of want them to be competitive.
And the Bears don't want to win.
You guys see the video where he was doing the push-ups with the rest of the players?
Oh
Yes.
my God.
He's
He's
Tice.
incredible.
It's Ticey all
Dude.
over again. It's a
He's
lot of the
all
same
man.
stuff.
He's like a more aggressive, chiseled version of Mike Tice.
He's more chiseled than Mike was.
I
But
think
yes.
Dan. I think Mike Tice at the end of the day is more of a bloviator. Where if it came down to it, like he's probably not going to fight you. I think Dan Campbell would fight you and cut you.
I wouldn't want to fight Dan Campbell.
I wouldn't either.
Now, Tice, at one point in time, I think it was during a practice, actually, as the head coach of the Vikings, came out in full pads with a helmet on.
I'm waiting for
Dan
Judd to do
Campbell
that.
is yet to do that. He came out there and he was all geared up. So that's Dan Campbell's next assignment.
I love it. If you ranked the NFL coaches based on how likely they would be to put on a full uniform and mix it up in practice, Dan Campbell's number one for sure,
Yeah.
right?
He definitely
100%.
Yep.
Let's
might
get a
not even
match
be that
between
close.
him and Ric Flair. How about that?
Ric Flair, yeah. Let's see
He
that.
might kill him.
Who would be number 2? Are there any other coaches that you could see putting an actual uniform on? I could see Sean McVay going back and like returning some punts in a full uniform.
He's too
Yeah, but-
small.
Oh, that's a good question, man. I don't know.
Who's the Jets coach? Robert.
Robert
Saleh?
Saleh. Yeah, that
That's a
He,
guy.
he
good
could
one.
put on some pads. He could
I
put
read
some
on
pads
Twitter
for
that
sure.
KOC was throwing passes to the receivers. So
I saw
He
it.
was.
See that, yeah.
A little bit of a hitch. I saw the hitch.
maybe he should be the backup just in case.
His footwork wasn't great. Got to
Player
work with him
coach.
a little bit.
I like
I'm
it.
hoping for Andy Reid to put the pads on
Write
again,
this
just
down.
like in that punt, pass, and kick
The Rams
video.
thing, where he's the biggest, where he's like 12 years old and he weighs like 240.
He looks
Yeah,
like he's
incredible.
23 years old. He's kind of hunched over in that uniform.
Yes. All these little kids
that's
by him. It's
hilarious.
like, he's the same age. All right, is it me?
Yes.
All right, write this down. Jorge Lopez will have an ERA below 2 for the remainder of the regular season with the Twins. So Lopez will have an ERA of below 2 as a Twin for the rest of the regular season. I don't want the playoffs to be used against me.
So you're not too concerned about his numbers in July taking a little bit of a dive.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Write this down.
Dex?
All right, I'm going to parlay this and also just get this off the board. So write this down. Jorge Lopez, Michael Fulmer, and Johan Duran will all appear in a postseason game that's won by the Twins.
Oh.
See what I'm doing here?
This is good. This is a home run.
You're trying
Yeah.
to will this to happen.
I'm
is what
willing
you're
this to
doing.
happen.
So it's
They'll
a
snap their
postseason win.
postseason streak, yes. And those 3 guys, even if one of them just throws one pitch, they have
Yeah.
to appear in the game.
They appear,
All
yeah.
3 of them will appear in the game in a postseason game that's won by the Twins.
And
Write
I
that
know this
down.
is shocking to wrap your head around, but if they win more than one game and they all appear in different games that are won, it counts. It doesn't help. They don't. You're saying they don't all have to appear in the same game. Let's say they win 2 games and 2 of them appear in one game and the other
He's
one
saying the
appears
same
there.
game, I
No,
think.
I'm
same
saying
game?
the same game. I'm saying the
game.
same
Okay.
game.
So if
One
they
game.
appear in different games,
Right. All 3 of them will appear in a single game that's won by the Twins.
Got it. Okay. Just want to be clear.
Write it
Yep.
down. You like writing things
Still a
down.
home run, obviously. Yes.
All right, write this down. I think yesterday the Twins were maybe a little, maybe they were still processing what happened, but today they're going to wake up feeling rejuvenated. It's a day game today, right?
yep.
Looks like
Yep.
a noon start time. So
Buxton's back.
I'm making this prediction at, the game starts in like an hour. So I'm making this prediction right under the gun. And Buxton's back in the lineup, you said.
DHing.
So write this down. The Twins will score at least 9 runs in today's game against the Tigers.
Who's starting for the Bengals?
Tyler Alexander, he's 2-4 with a 4.10 earned run average.
Good stuff. I like their chances.
That's
love
all.
the
That's all the information you need right there.
Thanks, Judd.
I love their chances.
So and they're averaging nowhere near 9 runs. So I want this. This is a home run prediction if it happens. Right? It's an offensive outburst. 9 runs or more against the Tigers today.
Write it down.
Absolutely.
You like writing things down.
All right, Jason.
All right. So everyone's always talking about Kirk Cousins' durability, right? Well, age is catching up to Kirk, so I think something's going to happen to him this season. So write this down. Kirk Cousins will miss at least one game during the regular season due to injury, not illness.
Got it.
All right, Tanya Harding. All right, Jeff Galooly.
Why me?
Jason waiting in the hallway.
I can
cloak
sort of
in
hear-
the
Does
dark.
that not make me a real fan anymore? I don't know.
I
He's
can
got
hear
a
Kirk.
crowbar.
I can hear Kirk saying that. Why me? Why me?
God.
Write it down.
So
You
bad.
like writing things down.
All right, Sean Mannion, go warm up.
Right, back to Judd.
Okay, I'm going to counter Phil's prediction because I don't believe the Twins will score 9 runs ultimately today. So the Twins will score fewer than 9 runs in in Wednesday's game
Dude.
against Detroit.
No. I disallow this from happening.
The Twins will score. Well, it's a prediction on the board.
Listen, it's within the rules. It's within the rules.
No, I agree.
ahead.
So
Fun.
what
Do what
I'm
you gotta
saying
do.
is I'm
Do what you gotta
lowballing
do,
you.
Judd.
I'm lowballing you. In fact, you know what? The Twins will score 7 or fewer runs. How about that? I'm going lower.
Okay,
Twins will
thank
score
you for
7
knocking
or
one
fewer
off.
runs. Yeah, well, what the heck? It's within the, as Phil just said, it's within the rules. I can do it. I want the hit, and this team has notoriously not knocked out pitchers it should, even when it looks like they're going to.
Now I want Mackey to get the home run. Now I want him to just
I'm
hit
very
9 or
confident.
50.
Very
Yes.
confident.
You do you, Judd.
Exactly right. How
This
about
is
that?
one of the more
Jacqueline trying to
cowardly.
disallow it.
One of the more cowardly.
Oh, I don't
predictions.
want to hear any cowardly predictions from this panel. Pardon me, but I don't want to hear anything about cowardly predictions from what's turned into at times a complete gong show of cowardly predictions.
Speaking of
okay?
cowardly predictions, we're going to get to one of Judd's most ridiculous checkdowns that came off the board in the history of Purple Daily. Write that down today on the Purple Daily version, where it wasn't just a checkdown. It was like the ball was snapped and he just like, I think what happened was Justin Jefferson came across the line of scrimmage and he just tossed it to Justin Jefferson and said, "Here, you do the work."
Little shovel pass.
The little jet sweep motion.
Until you guys
It
write
was a
rules
pass
in,
technically, but you just flipped it to Justin Jefferson.
until
He did
you
all the work.
guys put rules in the rule book that stop me from exploiting the issues that make write that down so much fun for guys like me, I'm going to use them.
Hey, don't
Write
hate the
this
player,
down.
hate the game.
Exactly.
All right, Declan.
All right, so he is starting today, but I'm gonna still keep this on the board. So there's 24 games as of today left for the Twins in the month of August. There's 24 games left for the Twins. But write this down. Byron Buxton will start no more than 12 games in the month of August. So I'm saying he's gonna play in 12. He's gonna start 12 games or less for the rest of the month of August. I think this knee issue is legit. I think they're gonna rest him a ton, so he'll only start 12 games or less in the month of August.
They're in kind of a weird spot because they've given back a lot of the equity they built up the first month and a half of the season, where they were like 12 games over 500.
Yep.
And now it's tough because if you had more of a cushion, like if you had a 7-game lead in the division, in a bad division, you could feel more comfortable just resting Bucks. Let's ramp up the rest plan. Let's not put him on the IL, but let's maybe back-to-back days off here and there, and then get him ready for the stretch run. But you're 1 game up on Cleveland right now, so you need your best lineup out there as often as possible.
Write this down.
But despite all that, despite the Byron Buxton injury and only having a 1-game lead on Cleveland, this is kind of a parlay. But the prediction officially is not only will the Twins win a playoff game, the Twins will sweep their first round, boys. The Twins will sweep their first-round playoff matchup. I don't know against who. I don't know if they win the division, wild card, whatever.
That
But
might be
they
the kiss of death right there.
Better not be the Yankees.
endo. Well, I don't think they can
It
play
can't
the
be.
Yankees in the first
It
round.
can't be the Yankees.
Unless, there's a...
It's going to be like Seattle or Toronto. Somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle, I don't think they're going to sweep.
And Seattle's just going to be happy, just getting in for the first time since 2001. All right, just be happy. Go get smoked a couple times at Target Field, and you can go on your way.
Write this down.
Is Barrio still with Toronto?
Yeah.
He is.
Not good.
Not
Bad year.
going well.
Mm. I was gonna say that'd be interesting to see him and the Twins go at it in the first round. So.
It would be.
And he goes 8, lights out, stays in the 110 pitches, looks at the Twins dugout, and provides a gesture
Does
that
the
might
you-know
show
what,
that
yeah.
Barrios is number one.
That would just
And
be
I doubt
typical Minnesota sports luck if that happens. So,
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, the contract that he signed, I think, is one you're looking to avoid, because isn't he signed now until he's like 34 years old or something?
Yeah, they locked him up, and he has not been good.
Something like that. All right, back to actually, he's actually been lights out lately. So he was terrible early since I just looked this up. Since July 1st, he has made 6 starts. He's got a 3 ERA, a bunch of strikeouts. He's kind of found it again, but we'll see what happens. All right, Jason, your third and final prediction.
All right. So I'm going to make a WWE prediction because I know you and Declan are fans, just like myself. And this will be a little bit of a parlay. So write this down. The Rock will headline this next Hall of Fame class. And at WrestleMania, he will finally go one-on-one with the head of the table, the tribal chief, Mr. God Mode himself, Roman Reigns.
I love it. I love it.
This is incredible.
Former Viking.
Yeah.
Former Viking.
Dude,
just
you
like
had
Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, 2 former Viking
Joe
camp hands.
Asamoah? Is that right?
Joe Anoa, right?
Anoa.
Yeah, he's from the Anoa family.
And now he is the head of the table, Judd. Just like Judd is the head of the table. I like when Judd goes into God mode on Purple Daily too, and just goes apoplectic on his 5-minute rants in the pie chart of blame. But Jason, since you've got this life-changing platform here now on Mackie and Judd, our chief meme officers, anyone in your life you'd like to thank that brought you here?
Well, I mentioned my dad earlier. I want to thank him again. He passed away around this time last year, so unfortunately he didn't get a chance to see the Vikings win a Super Bowl before he passed away. So I'm hoping someday I'll be able to see that on both of our parts. And of course, like so many men have done before me, I got to thank my wife for not only supporting me, but putting up with my fandom at times, because I'm sure we don't make it easy on our ladies at times.
No.
And
Smart man.
lastly, I want to thank you guys, because you guys are awesome and you keep me very entertained throughout the day. I'm a courier, so I pull in 10, 12, sometimes 14-hour shifts, and I listen to you guys when I'm working. So thank you very much. Thank you for keeping it real, and don't let the haters tell you otherwise. You guys keep doing your thing because you're awesome. So
Thank you, man. Jason, awesome
Appreciate
stuff.
Jason.
And this may sound cryptic, but I think you'll get it. You're always welcome in the Dead Parents Club here that is Mackie and Judd and Purple Daily. So we've been through that, all of us, a number of times before, so we got your back, man.
all right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, take
Thanks,
care.
Jason.
That's our chief meme officer, Jason, making his predictions. All right, Judd, before we get to the last round here and your final prediction.
Yes, sir.
Declan, let's tell the people that have dirty lake areas and
Oh.
weeds what they can do to fix it.
Old klutzy Dex Tweets just spilt a beverage on himself. I need some Aquaside on my own self to pick up the muck that was just spilt on my pants and on all over my laptop. And you can also, though, I recommend putting that Aquaside, though, in the pond or the lake home that you have. I was on Shell Lake in Wisconsin over the weekend, and that's an Aquaside lake. You can jump off the dock. You don't got to worry about stepping in that lake weed and algae, which just kills any vibe. The Aquaside pellets are safe. They're registered with the EPA and the DNR. So these are safe products. They help you remove all that lake weed and algae. You can get these products online. Aquaside.com to learn more. Aquaside.com to learn more.
All right, back to Judd here.
Write this down.
Third and final.
The San Diego Padres, that's right, the Friars, who now have Juan Soto. They've got Tatis coming back. They are going to represent the National League in the World Series.
Wow.
They are going to get through the hated Dodgers. They are going to get through the Mets in their what could be magical year, and the Padres are going to get to the World Series.
It's kind of amazing how aggressive the Padres have been. They've said as an organization, we're going to take a $30 million loss in terms of revenue last year, and we're going to go eat $40+ million of Eric Hosmer's contract to get his ass out so we can bring these players and Josh Bell and Juan Soto in. And they're not a top 5 or 6 market. They just got sick of being pushed around by the Dodgers.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's remarkable.
What if it was Eric Hosmer that stopped Juan Soto from coming to San Diego? That would have been just an
Well,
absolutely
he sort
incredible.
of did, and they didn't care.
yeah, I don't know why people were reporting like, oh, Eric Hosmer's the one. No,
They just traded him to Boston.
yeah. Now I think what they were probably hoping was that somebody else would eat more money, but No, dude.
Eat more money.
Yeah, when
That was
there's
a
when
bad
there's 30
contract.
minutes left before the trade deadline, you're desperate. You have to eat that money, but they're doing it. It's a small mid-market team that's just willing to eat a bunch of money, and no excuses. All right, Declan, your third and final.
All right, my last one.
Write this
I'm going to will this one also into existence, and it'll come off the board by next week. Write this down. The Wild will acquire an established NHL player between now and next week's. Write that down, and I'll put the established requirement at 200 games. He has played 200 games in the NHL. They will acquire, whether that's sign or trade, they will acquire a player who has played at least 200 games between now and next week's. Write that down.
Okay.
No activity. I want something to happen here, Billy.
All right.
Write that down.
Somebody just sent us here on Twitter. Speaking of Billy, I don't know how accurate this is, but someone sent us this. It's a screenshot or a graphic from a triple play baseball on Facebook, and it's a Tony Gwynn quote where he says, "Remember these two things: play hard and have fun." Just like Spurgey said.
All due respect to T. Gwynn, F that.
Not a champion, right?
He didn't win a world. I mean, God bless him.
No.
He didn't win a World Series.
Nope, he did not.
Maybe he would have won a World Series if he wasn't
to
just
two.
focused on having fun.
Went to 2, didn't win a World Series.
Okay, write this down. I'm going to make a WWE prediction as well. I was kind of
Nice.
telling Declan this via text the other night. I said, hey, with Triple H taking over, I have a hunch that one of his favorite NXT wrestlers is going to get a nice little push here. And sure enough, Tommaso Ciampa is going to face Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship, Judd.
I have no
So
idea
write
what
this
you're
down.
talking about.
I think it's the start of a feud. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's a parlay here. It's a parlay.
Okay.
So I don't know. They might slow cook it. Maybe he loses the first match or something. But write this down. Two things are going to happen between now and the end of the year. Number one, Tommaso Ciampa will turn on The Miz. So he's currently The Miz's bodyguard. He will turn on The Miz. And number two, he will hold a WWE championship of some kind. Off the record, probably the U.S. championship. That's the one that he's fighting for now. But he's going to turn on Miz, and he's going to win a WWE championship of some kind before the end of the year. Write it down.
But between now and the end of the year, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think they have
End of the
4
year.
pay-per-views left, or premium events, as they call them now, between now and the end of the year, and he'll get it. So there you
Okay.
go. Those are your write that down predictions and accountability
No idea
session.
I still have no idea what you were talking about, but I'll take your word for it.
The United States Championship, one of the longtime Harley
What was the one-
Race, Dusty Rhodes.
What was the one
Ric
Gronkowski
Flair.
held?
That
What
was
the one Rob
American
Gronkowski-
Dream?
that was the 24/7 championship.
That was my favorite. You just like arbitrarily go around with it and like get tackled at some point and pinned and you lose
Yeah.
it.
It's
like
great.
grocery store, like in a grocery.
It's always, you always have to be on high alert. It's the 24/7 championship. So basically, if I have the championship, as long as you bring a ref with you somewhere, like if you know that I'm at the grocery store and you bring a ref into the grocery store, you can start a match and take me on.
Did
Falls
Gronk
count
lose it
anywhere.
eventually?
Didn't he lose? He had it for like 2 months, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. It was really dumb.
And then he lost it. I don't remember how he lost it, but
Yeah.
you know. Gronk was supposed to be what Logan Paul has become now, which is like bringing an an athletic celebrity that can come in here. And now Logan Paul is probably one of the best actual wrestlers on their roster, even though he's only done it like 2 or 3 times.
Gronk's got time again now. He's retired again, so
Could see it.
go back at him.
Yep. All right, there it is. Mackie and Judd got the Twins trade deadline reaction. Write that down predictions and more. Write that down over on Purple Daily and Judd's continued camp notes as well. So check it out. We'll see you guys tomorrow.